Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are here with another episode of RahXephon. It has been a minute since the last time we watched this, and I will admit a few facts have escaped me. But let's just do a quick recap of what I remember so that you know going into this what will upset you for me getting wrong. So, first off, let's go to the board. The board is eminently what I can do to remember names. And the first thing I want to point out is something that I've never done on any of the other boards, which was black background with dark colored text for names. That is not helpful to anybody. Also, really small text. But yeah, what do I remember? Last episode, Ayato here. Let me zoom out there. You ran off with Quan to Tokyo Jupiter, and they crossed the barrier with oh God, what was it called? Sorry, I've got my notes here. The Vermilion. They fought against the Vermilion with LV here piloting it. Um, by the way, my notes don't I'm not like writing down the whole plot synopsis of my notes. My notes are literally just the questions that I have. I didn't actually write down what happened. Anyway, yeah, LV went after them, but I might be mixing up the last two episodes rather than the last episode. LV went after them, but then we had LV and shoot, oh there we go. Uh, Chitao go back and chase them through the barrier. Actually, she stows away. She's not actually supposed to be there. Um, to go to Tokyo Jupiter to track him down, bring him back. I guess. Technically, I guess maybe not to bring him back to investigate. Here's the thing: in my memory, I recall the scene where she tells Ayatu to come back on your own, right? That she believes in him and she knows that he'll come back. So I don't know why she goes in and chases after him. Actually, I think maybe she stows away with LV, so when LV goes to confront him, or stop him, she can say her piece without being stopped. Either way, LV has the authority to do what needs to be done under the. Sorry, I know I'm putting this together in the most slapdash haphazard way. She has the authority to go after him under the protocol that we saw being exercised twice before before Megumi's whole promotion test thing. So they set that up in advance, which really worked out well. But yeah, they get into Tokyo Jupiter, and there are shit flying all throughout the skies that the ordinary citizens just don't see. And that was the major point to what I remember and had questions about last episode, which was it's a like mind control effect that's affecting everybody in Tokyo Jupiter. But obviously not the people who just suddenly came in. And there at the very end of the episode, we had Ayato and oh shoot, where did I put her? Did I put her up here? No, there she is, right there. Um, and Maya, his maybe real mother, but I think it is his real mother. This is one of those instances of my brain not working well with me here. I think it's his real mother, but the mind control effect that's in place within Tokyo Jupiter finally coming around to him to the point where she's like she puts the blue blood on him where he bites his lip and his red blood turns blue and he's kind of like seeing what she wants him to see, and that's what's freaking him out, and I think that's where the episode ended. Otherwise, and I guess a little side note, we had these two, the love triangle thing that I think I was trying to describe, and just I don't know if I did or not. where Hiroko here has a crush on Ayato, but she has her own boyfriend who is like super defensive against that and recognizes that Ayato being back is a threat to that, and I guess to a minor aspect, she remembers that Ayato has been gone for a long time, when in fact, because time passes differently. Or no, I think she recognizes that he looks older, and then he comes rushing in and says, "Oh no, that can't be the case. He's only been gone for this long." Um, Otherwise, I don't think anything else from the outside with all these other characters is really coming into play here, other than the fact that a lot of this seems to have been planned or whatever. So, I think with all that said, I'm just going to go ahead and start launching into the episode here. And any other thoughts that come to me, be said over the intro. Otherwise, we'll get into the episode and we'll do the normal thing of anything I have questions about or may have missed or etc. I'll do a second watch through, which we'll do a fast forward of, and then I'll come back with my final notes and we'll see where we're going from there. So let's go ahead and get on into it. So yeah, I mean, the major thing to deal with now is, I believe, what the last episode ended was again, um, his mom approaching him and I guess trying to dominate his mind instead having him see what she wants him to see. Either that or it's just a heavy implication of just because it looks one way, it doesn't have to be that way. Of her implying that to him, I mean, not of the show implying that to us. God, I mean, RahXephon is that kind of show where it could go so deep as to imply stuff on double levels, right? Of it to you as a viewer, but also of a character to another character, both at the same time. But yeah, also the aspect of LV and Shitao being in Tokyo Jupiter. People who have been in Tokyo Jupiter before, who originally got Ayato out of Tokyo Jupiter, now back in, which means they've gotten a double dose of the mind control, if anything. Since we don't know technically how that works.
なんでこんなところに来たの？ここにカミナがいるわけ？
ここなんだ。私の通ってた中学。ここには思い出がいっぱい。一緒に通って、一緒に勉強して。
Alright, she openly says last time, this is my town. So, the first hints of that.
好きだったんだ、カミナ君のこと。
今でも？
私は12も年上のお姉さん。それだけよ。
Maybe this is what messed me up in my personal relationships. I did see this a long time ago.
さあ、行くよ。乗りかかった船だからね。そのために来たんだろ。
I think soon after this, I moved in with a woman who was 19 years my senior, so...
それなのに、誰もそれを変だって思わない。怖いよ、アヤト。私怖い。
I'm worried this might be the episode that I've been talking about for so long now. By the title. I don't think so. I think there's a lot more build up to that. It's weird that
ゼフォンに
her
想定外の自立活動を確認。
it's weird that her dream Ayato would have fallen to the ground and then actually scream.
身は服しれ。
奏者に何かあったのか。
Because that would imply that her subconscious would know that he was about to scream on his
わかっ
own.
た。マヤ様にその旨報告する。
大変だな。
Oh. Whoa. I don't. What?
脳内の一時的電解除。
What's the boyfriend doing with the Special Defense Force? I do not remember that connection at all.
何も心配することはないわ。あなたはいい子。昔からずっといい子。それは私が一番わかってる。だってあなたは私がこの手で育ててきたんですもの。
I mean, given the size and power of the RahXephon, I don't think we're gonna seal it behind walls or anything. Seemed like there was a lot more of those in the sky before. I just remember pointedly thinking how they could have flown in the first time and not accidentally run into any of them.
あなたが自分だと思っているあやと、それ以外の誰でもない。
これが現実。これが僕のいた世界。
この世界はあなたのためにあったのよ、あやと。あなた一人のためにあったの。
僕のため。
でもあなたは真の奏者となるために外へ出た。だからこの世界は変わったの。あなたに合わせる必要がなくなったの。ね、わかるでしょ？
僕は何なんだ。
I mean, I follow the concept. I just don't know anything about the truth of it.
どうやら当たりみたいね。
Because we started in the city with him in it, so we don't
しかし嘘つ
see
きだよ
that
な。
conformity happening.
あんたまだあいつに惚れてるよ。
え？
間違いない。
バカ言わないで。私は。
おい。
あの子。何？
何者だ貴様。
私。
その子はいい。
I wish I like written off this episode in my head. Again, it's been 24 years since the last time I've seen this, so a lot of it is new.
石取り。
迷いの森、目覚めの時よ。少年の吐息、ただ白金に輝く。
Just to clarify that thing that I just said a second ago, the amount of RahXephon I held in my memory for the last 24 years is probably like 3 to 4 episodes worth of information.
なぜここに来た？
鳥貝こそなんで神名くん家に来てんの？
何者なんだ。
こいつは関係ない。
しかし。
茎、石取りが出ました。時間がありません。
But why does he have any authority? I don't understand why he is free
病
of
院の方へお人や
influence.
りなさい。彼女が歌っています。この子は
不審な女です。調べた方がよろしいかと。
あなたに任せます。
はい。
I guess unless he's one of them. Versus the Special Defense Forces guy not being. And yeah, you'd have to worry about Quan singing, right? Because Quan could summon, I forgot the name of it, the black version of Zephon.
母さん。
I'm gonna say, so is the entire baseball match fake? Because nobody's on screen. I've seen that before in other sci-fi shit, but... This is just foreshadowing. I know what this is. The implication of whatever is done to the Dolum is done to its controller.
ほとんどがまだこちらに出てこられないでいる。サルベージできたのはわずかなものだけ。今はまだドーレムか人と同調しなければ存在し続けられない青い地の人々。そう、ムーリアンも人。人間なの。怪物じゃないのよ。
僕もムーリアンなの？
そうよ。
小さい頃死んだっていう父さんも？
愛してるわ、隼人。
じゃあ、普段の格好をしてよ。
何？
ムーリアンのリーダーとしての格好だよ、母さん。
Oh, that's right, because he saw that when... God, I don't remember when he saw that. I remember when he's looking in on something and he sees her dressed up and giving orders to the Defense Forces people. God, that must have been, what, 4 episodes back? 3 episodes back?
鳥貝って一体何者？
俺は俺だよ。
私をずっと騙してたの？
だったらもっと気楽だったな。ヒロコ、俺は
ちょっとやだ。
Well, there you go. Answers that. I was right. But also, no means no. So maybe that was the foreshadowing I was talking about. Maybe he's the next Golem operator. And maybe he...
母さん、
which would make me think he's
あ
gonna
なたは
die this
本当
episode.
に僕のお母さんなんですか？
できるなら私があなたを産んであげたかった。
So this is gonna go back to the people that went missing in that tunnel a long time ago. Well, that's his actual parents. I honestly don't know why his actual parents would even matter, but it seems like it's a question that the show would want to answer.
Adam Zephon Verzenus Glafakestis Lavatiel Squat. Alavas Ekedor Malaket Avot Otsuquatielates Merimazante de Pates
I mean, I get it. It's like his world's shattered and he's searching for normalcy, and nothing normal is happening.
あのバカ。
どうなってる？アレグレットは何をやっている？
あやとくん。
あなた、テラの人？
陸道正吾のメイです。はるかです。
そう。だからあなた。
動くと撃ちます。
勇ましくなったこと。
I don't think she would. I was saying, I don't think Maya would hurt somebody that actually cares about Ayato. But then again, I have no real proof of that either.
カミナくん。
Oh, is he gonna get confused by seeing blue blood on her?
朝比奈、
カミナくん、
どうしたんだよ、朝比奈。
見て、私の血。
Oh no, right. Yeah, they shot at her.
赤いでしょ。ね、赤いよね。
Half a second, I thought it was the blood that she knocked out of what's his name's nose.
よかった。よかった。
朝比奈、僕もうここにいられないんだ。ここにいちゃいけないんだ。
だったら私もそうだよ。
ごめん、朝比奈。俺朝比奈。
You know, seeing Gundam Seed now,
朝比奈。
the desperation in her face so reminds me of Flay, without any of Flay's motivations.
ダメなの。私にはまだ彼女と話さなければいけないことがあるの。怖がらないで。これはあなたのものよ。あなたはあちらでもう一人の私と出会う。
So wait, does she represent both? Because we know that she speaks for the Zaphon. But she's speaking for Quan about Quans as well. Unless Quans is a variation of the Zaphon? So we only actually saw it in the other space? The time tunnel, if you will?
カミナくんがいつかカミナくんが
Oh yeah, and I guess they introduced the concept that if you get taken outside of Tokyo Jupiter, you become a true instrumentalist. Which is, I guess, what they're calling the controllers of the domes. So that would actually be the setup for the thing that I think we all know what I'm talking about.
マヤ、 私の神様。
I mean, technically, she is dropping blood, the blue blood from her right arm, which is like a signifying thing for us to read into. But it does also imply that she's bleeding out if she doesn't get, like, attention. I think you need to get back to the Vermilion Chateau. Or at least back to LV. But you knew he would, and you wanted him to. So that's why I'm confused by why you came.
そう、彼女はその卵と共に消えたのね。わかりました。追って指示します。
Quan is one of the things I'm still confused about. I don't think I actually knew what her whole thing was.
殺しますよ。
オリン。
He used the word. Also, never gave two shits about that guy. And I certainly don't remember ever caring about him 24 years ago. Like I said, the whole him being tied to anything, really over my head. I do not remember it at all. Also did not see it coming, I guess, other than the fact it would be surprising for him to be important in any aspect.
僕は一体どこへ行けばいい?
I really do like the, I think that's a new aspect of the controls. And that's what I'm about to say, that I like. It doesn't seem like something we saw before, but him having like full control to be able to extend his hand and then see what's in the RahXephon's hand. Almost like a better version of the G Gundam control system where it's just a thing you do. But the RahXephon is so much bigger than any Gundam. Or not any Gundam, but Gundams in general, and mobile suits and whatever. Because it's a super robot at the end of the day. To be able to just like visualize everything. It's cool. Let's see. We're in the breakdown. Right. Obviously, there's one last thing that I know is coming. I don't know when it's coming. If you've been watching the playlist, there's then a thing that I've been talking about with the Griffin reactions. I mean, when Griffin was here reacting, that I kept saying was coming. There was a huge emotional beat. That's basically the last thing I remember happening in the show. So that's why all my illusions are talking about, are leading to that moment. Anything that happens after that, I do not remember.
逃れの町、ひとときの安らぎ、青き旋律は悲しみを奏で。次回第19楽章、ブルーフレンド、世は音に満ちて。
Was that the episode? Is next episode the episode? There was a scene there where Hayato is. I'm not trying to give it away. There's a scene there where Hayato is in a place that's colored the way I remember, looking out of a thing being as vague as possible. Pulling out of a thing that would be where something behind him may have happened. I don't know. My point from before, though, was that essentially everything after that one thing I'm waiting for, that one real punch in the heart that I'm waiting to happen, I don't remember anything past it. I don't remember most of the setup. I don't remember how the mysteries of the story end, basically. I think all I kept in the last 24 years was the setup of the time lost romance between Shitao and Ayato, and the love loss between his friend from Tokyo Jupiter and himself in the event to come. So those are the two aspects of the show that stuck with me the most. And just for those two aspects alone, RahXephon is better than Evangelion in my eyes. But the characters are less annoying. And yes, I know that dude is annoying. There's a bunch of really annoying people in this show from time to time, but I don't think they're annoying in the way that even Evangelion, they're like directly annoying because it's their character traits based off of their backstories that are creating the whole situation. I think in this case, it's just because the characters have such a depth of philosophy built up around them, and that they want to expound upon that with the mystery that kind of makes some of them annoying. Otherwise, if you can just follow their character relationships, which is the entire reason I made the board, then they are so much better than the Evangelion characters. So yeah, obviously I had a few revelations during the episode. Oh, and I meant to bring out the fact there are a number of things here foreshadowing the event that I was talking about, like the fact that Maya brings up the fact that to leave Tokyo Jupiter basically makes you a true instrumentalist. Somebody that wasn't Ayato just left Tokyo Jupiter. They got the blue blood, makes them the true instrumentalist. Um, there was something that happened before that, and I can't remember what it was now. But there's also the fact that, again, the boyfriend is now tied to everything. We've seen him in creepy ways before, like Ayato's a dream. I think, like, in the first 10 episodes, it was like a dream sequence Ayato goes through where he sees everybody from Tokyo Jupiter, but he also sees Shitao, which is kind of a forward vision of that. Or a hint that Shitao belongs in Tokyo Jupiter for some reason, which is then what we get from this episode, where she's like, I'm from here, I was in love with him back then, blah, 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 blah. Other than that, I think my mind is a jumble, and the only way to fix that is either A, more cowbell, or two, time for the solo watch and take some notes. So, why don't you go ahead and get some cowbell, and I'm gonna go watch for some notes. So I'll be right back.
それでも言いたいこの僕に何ができるって言うんだ窮屈な箱庭の現実を変えるために何ができるの人生の半分も僕はまだ生きてない逆らって抱き合って無意識に刻まれてゆく経験のタトゥー崖っぷちに立たされた時不難な僕の腕をつかみ自分自身のありかが初めて見えたんだもっと広いフィールドへもっと深い大きなどこかへ予測もつかない世界へ向かってゆくだけ
Alright, we're back from note taking. I don't think I have much more to add than what I said during the reaction. I've taken a bunch of notes, mind you, but I think they're all essentially on the same vein. I may have said some things during the reaction that I did not question in the note taking, so I guess there's an element of that. There is some loss of information between actual reaction and then actual inquisition. So, but first off, we have I know I've completely forgotten why Shitao went into Tokyo Jupiter after Ayato, when she already said she believed he would come back anyways. But the scene where she laments that she's the older woman, 12 years his senior, does paint the picture of someone who might go into Tokyo Jupiter in order to make sure that the time discrepancy between them didn't grow any further, especially if she still holds out hope for being with him someday. I wrote that during the beginning of the episode, but when she's crying that Ayato is left, the first thought in my mind is, hey, the more time you spend in Tokyo Jupiter and he spends outside of it, granted that's going to be time that he is experiencing without you, would also decrease that age gap again. So, something to think about. The sequence where Hiroko is watching Ayato in the school setting and he drops to his knees and screams is the assumption to make that the girl next to him was Shitao, that Hiroko has been stalking him all this time from afar, right up to the events of Tokyo Jupiter, where she made a friend group around him. Because again, the confusing thing is that we see Ayato in the beginning of the show, post Tokyo Jupiter, where the friend group is already made, and then we have to flash back through Hiroko's memories, essentially, to know what they were like before then. So, just a question out there. I don't know if it's actually going to mean anything. Actually, I'm pretty sure it won't mean anything, so it's just a question for the Aether. Tell me what you think. Just another in the things that I would have waved in Griffin's face is the fact that Maya could see Reika as well. That makes three people that have seen her, though I am not sure what her other self is, though. That she tells to. Oh god, I'm blanking on names. Quan. That she tells to Quan that you'll see my other self on the other side. I always thought that her other self was the Zaphon. Can't be sure what she's referring to, though, as Quan has already met the Zaphon. So, unless Reika is still alive and out there. I mean, I don't. It's very confusing to me. I'll admit that I've completely forgotten what Olin means, if I ever knew, if it was ever more than just a name. Just the fact that Quan has constantly called Ayatu that is all I really remember. And now we have, asshole boyfriend calling him Olin too, which I guess maybe it is the Dragon Ball Z thing, right? Goku's Saiyan name is Kakarot. Is Ayato's Mulian name just Ulin? And everyone's calling him that now? I don't know. I think that maybe I completely misread the mind control stuff from last episode when I was mentioning how it ended and applied to this episode. It feels like Hiroko's conversation at the end really goes a ways towards implying that Maya didn't put Ayato back under control at the end of the episode, but in fact broke him out of it. We know that he is a Mulian and would have blue blood. Him seeing red blood would be the effect of the mind alteration, so she showed him true reality when she spread blue blood on him and his blood turned blue. When Hiroko comes bleeding from around the bend and asks if her blood is red or blue, she's still under the control effect, seeing it as red, or at least wanting it to be red. She comments earlier that people's blood is going from red to blue and no one thinks it's odd. So maybe she sees both and just doesn't know which is real. I feel like there's a lot of that ambiguity going on in the show where you could read some things either way. Either way, I'm pretty sure that this implies that I got everything I said at the beginning of the episode about last episode's ending wrong. So this is me self-correcting here at the very end. And last comment that I've got written down here. I guess it was just foreshadowing that the TV was on in the apartment where Ayato was talking to his mom, showing an empty baseball field and acting like a game was being played. Then, at the end of the episode, Ayato carries Hiroko to a baseball field where the RahXephon is waiting for him. I say foreshadowing. It also seems to imply some element of I want to say forecasting. That's not it. Like, if that was being broadcast to Ayato, like, I don't think Maya ever regards the television. So, it's entirely possible Ayato was the only one who saw that. And that's being broadcast at Ayato. That implies that the RahXephon knows where it's going and where Ayato should find it. Because otherwise, it's just like, it knows the future. And I don't think it does know the future. So, yeah. Those were my notes. Those are my thoughts. Once again, if you have any comments, leave them down below. You know, I don't need to course correct all on my own. You guys can help me out. Just don't spoil anything, but do correct me on anything I've gotten wrong so far that I should know. And once again, thank you, Yuki Ali, for, as always, sponsoring these. This is one of those trips down memory lane of an anime that I watched 24 years ago and remember, again, like 3 or 4 episodes worth of content. Once we get past that one thing that I know is coming, that's going to be the emotional gut punch of the entire series, I have no idea what comes on after that. I don't know how this show ends, so will be a ride. Either way, thank you once again. I have been Theta. This has been another Stoneface Reactions, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?